What is going on, bros? I am BDLM coming to you with my friend J4Y, bringing you the finals of the ESWC tournament worth $22,000. Fantastic amount of money. How's it going, J4Y?
You are getting me freaking pumped up. I love it.
That's really creepy, but continue.
Pumped up. I'm Jay, as he introduced me. It's wonderful. I'm doing great. This should look pretty familiar. It looks like NaVi versus EHOME, and if you knew anything about the beginnings of this the international tournament, the competitive scene, this was actually, oh, spoiler alert from a few months ago, that was the championship versus back then. Anyways, how are you doing?
Pretty good. I have never heard of either of these teams before.
Never.
They're complete strangers to me.
Of course.
No, I'm kidding. As you said, final from the international tournament. It's funny to see them again here. It'll be quite the grudge match. One of these teams walks away with $1 million. I want to, give it away, but
You can give it
22,000 is
away.
nice
That was
too.
always, buddy.
You
If
never
people
know.
haven't seen it by now, they live under a rock.
Well, anyway, grudge match here between these two very strong teams, obviously, here in the finals yet again. And here we go into the opening bands. First off, from NaVi, we see the bands of Lich, Anti-Mage, two very strong heroes. No surprise there with either of those bands. EHOME, they look to ban out Chen with their first ban, now waiting on their second, banning Nature's Prophet. So I don't think there's really any reason to doubt any of those four bands. And we see the very first pickup, Spectre.
Well, they're going against that Puppet. I think he's PPY in this match, but yeah, I mean, he played that Chen, and I guess he plays a lot of jungle heroes, and just such amazing performances with it. And so no doubt they know what their strong suits are, and they know exactly who they want to target. But as you said, they did go with that Spectre first pick, and yeah, that's not a surprise at all. Obviously, him, the Anti-Mage, really strong kicks, and they're like, okay, we're going to take him if you're just going to leave him on the table.
Definitely. I'm very excited to see the first two picks by EHOME. Clockwork, love it. Tidehunter, second, two strength heroes, very interesting. I don't think you get to see that very often. The first two pickups being strength heroes. Obviously, both their ultis are very good. Tidehunter sets up team fights very well, and being able to pick up those stray heroes with the Clockwork ulti, being able to put in effective ganks with that, very important. Another very effective ganker, without even having to be there, Ancient Apparition, picked up by NaVi. He'll probably be that solo mid, being able to launch that ulti across the map. It's going to be very strong when he gets to level 6.
Oh, they're obviously, I mean, it's only been two picks in. They're going to have their third one shortly, but the first two, like you said, are both global ultimates. So, with the teams being this map aware, great communication, they can really do some devastating damage. Windrunner being their third pick before they get into the banning phase. We'll see who EHOME decides to go with their third pick after they see that. I'm going to have to assume, based on this already, that they're going to send that Ancient Apparition to solo mid. Possibly. I mean, he can be used as a support, so interesting. And actually, Tinker comes up as EHOME's third. What about that?
Very nice. The laser gives the blind to help pull down that Spectre. It's going to be very nice. Tinker gets those bots, can port around the map very well. The rearm makes he can teleport around like a nut. March of Machines helps him be able to push very easily. And the rockets, just wonderful, being able to hit here's from very long distance. As we see, we have two more bands coming out. Weaver, banned by NaVi, and Enigma, banned by EHOME. The third jungle hero. They really, really don't want NaVi to go into the woods.
They hate Puppy. Let's just be plain simple. They hate him. No, but I mean, yeah, they obviously, like I was saying in the beginning, they know how strong he can be, I guess, with those heroes, and they just really, and I mean, you look at it, they already got their hard carry, possibly their two supports, and I mean, they just, maybe that's just what they think their next pick is going to be, like maybe a jungler or something, so they're just trying to ban them outright. Drow coming out as a ban. That kind of throws me for a little curve, considering, well, I mean, there's still a Weaver. Oh no, Weaver was banned, my apologies. They have actually 3 hard carries banned themselves.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's really interesting. You have one team banning all the jungle heroes, and the other team's banning all the carries, right. And then, of course, the very strong support with Lich. Night Stalker, the very last ban, of course, a very strong mid-hero. Interesting to see that ban, though, considering Ancient Apparition is already on the board. Vengeful Spirit, the next pickup by NaVi. Very strong support, gives the stun, the armor reduction, and Witch Doctor now picked up by EHOME. Oh, I love Witch Doctor. He's definitely one of my favorite heroes to see picked up. The ulti, the Maledict, the Cask Stun. Just so much fun to watch and capable of putting out so much damage if he's really left to channel that ulti.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to throw out there, early in this tournament, EHOME, they got that Tinker banned against them because I don't remember exactly which hero it is, but I know one of them plays a very strong Tinker. So now he's actually going to be able to play it, and I guess we'll have to see how he works with it against what I have to assume is going to be that now Ancient Apparition, because that solo Vengeful Spirit was picked up. But yeah, Stalker ban. It makes total sense. I'm surprised actually he made it into this all the way to that second ban pool, because he's normally banned right away. Teams hate him.
Yeah, and against this lineup too, I mean, I get a very strong ban by EHOME. The silence on Witch Doctor, the silence on Tinker. Really, any of these heroes, they're very dependent upon their abilities and not their just regular attack damage. So banning him, very smart pickup, especially since you consider too, Tidehunter's not going to be able to pick up very many items. Tinker, Witch Doctor, pretty squishy, so they don't want Night Stalker to run around like a nut at night. And Pudge, the final pickup by NaVi. So we will not see that Ancient Apparition mid, I would imagine. Pudge is probably going to take that middle. And, wow, yeah, this is a very interesting team. They're obviously going to leave that Pudge to try and gank in the beginning of the game, and then they're going to have that Spectre there for late.
They did a fantastic job head faking me. That's 100% sure. Yeah, now like you were saying, I mean, Windrunner will probably take that long lane now. Just try to pick up the experience and farm from the power shots, leaving Ancient Apparition and Vengeful. That's actually a pretty annoying combo to deal with in a tri-lane when you think about it. I mean, they have the slow and 2 potential stuns. Ouch.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And, you have Morphling, the final pickup here. He's going to really be their carry potential. Yeah, I'm really interested to see this game. A lot of the pickups that we don't get to see very often, a lot of the pickups we didn't see that often in the opening rounds of this tournament. Pudge, Morphling, really haven't seen much of them. And then all of a sudden here we have in the finals, these heroes picked up all of a sudden. That's actually the really nice thing about a lot of these tournaments is you have teams that will try and mess around with different heroes and different setups, and they really like to break them out in these tournaments, in part to just catch the other team off guard and maybe make them play against a hero that they haven't had a lot of experience against.
Yeah, absolutely. We get into the game now. As you can see, it looks like a pause is coming out, but that won't affect us because we're reviewing a replay. Isn't that sweet? 4 heroes heading up top now for EHOME. Maybe looking to set something up, just leaving that Clockwork to go bottom, and I guess he'll be doing what similar to Windrunner and just trying to pick up as much farm and experience as possible, but obviously it won't be too much.
I would like to check the game timer. I am now at 8:31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
In-game timer?
9. No, the replay timer. My apologies.
Oh, go ahead. Say it again.
44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
Okay, we're caught up. You should be at... Yeah, we should be good.
52, 53, 54. Okay, sorry. I'm having a little bit too much fun calling out the numbers. We see an early ward placed here by NaVi. At the bottom lane, they really want to get a lot of vision here on this Clockwork. They might want to be trying to put a lot of harass on him and try and force him out of the lane. That's going to be really hard for Clockwork to play against this tri-lane of Spectre, Vengeful Spirit, and Ancient Apparition, as you called it. Very, very smart co-caster of mine. Here in the top lane, we have some initiation here on Windrunner. She just gets a little bit of harassment as Witch Doctor is able to pick up the Illusion Ward. Witch Doctor has such a high base damage at the beginning of the game. Already taking away almost 100 health of Windrunner. We'll be able to regen some of that before they even get into the lane, though, so that's probably not going to play that big of a role.
Yeah, and like we were saying, Windrunner with that ability to just sit back, and she's probably... Does she have that Windrun level 1? She hasn't chosen it yet, so you have to assume, based on what happens here, she's going to pick up something. Yeah, so it's going to be a Pudge versus Tinker middle. That's actually going to leave Tinker really vulnerable. What Tinker really does well against is really weak squishy heroes or heroes that need to like auto attack to do their damage. But Pudge, all he has to do is hook and rot, and he's got a kill.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting too to see Ancient Apparition. Looks like Pudge might actually get some support here in this middle lane to help try and set up an early kill on this Tinker, which, you know, Pudge, if he can get those early kills, he can just take over. So I think, you know, probably NaVi probably figured, okay, it might just be the solo Clockwork or the solo Windrunner or something that they would be able to put up with pretty easily. And yeah, we can see here in the bottom lane, Vengeful Spirit and Clockwork just kind of duking it out. He's going to have a really hard time trying to put any pressure on this Spectre, who's going to have a... It's pretty easy free farm down here. In the middle lane, yeah, you can see that they're really trying to put some pressure in on this Tinker. He's going to have a rough time here. But will they be able to get those early kills onto Tinker? That's going to be the question. You can hear a hook missed by Pudge. He turns on the rock, quickly turns it back off again, and Tinker's going to be able to get some early harassing here on him.
Yeah, we're going to see. They're trying to do a little setup here. Nothing's going to come of it, though. Yeah, interesting. I guess they realize they really don't need that third-person bottom because Spectre already has a free farm, and there's nothing really Clockwork can do about it. And same thing with Windrunner, though. Doesn't have... Can't even get remotely close. You're going to see a haste pick with Witch Doctor. He's going to try to set something up now. He's going to not be able to, unfortunately, though. Tinker doesn't really... Can't do a whole lot to follow up on a stun, so... yeah, it's going to leave to nothing. But yeah, so you know, whose lineup do you think you favor right now?
You know, I really like the kind of unusualness of the EHOME team, but I think that NaVi definitely has the stronger team. I mean, if Pudge can take off, then he's going to do really well. Actually, here in the bottom lane, we have some initiation here on Clockwork. He gets the dagger by Spectre, and the stun followed up by Vengeful Spirit. Will they be able to finish him off? Yes, he does go down, but I have unfortunately missed the kill top. It looks like Windrunner was taken out there.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. She did have the wind run, but it just wasn't enough to escape, you know, a stun, a slow, and then, of course, the burst damage from Morphling, who's already going to be level 4 here shortly. So, you know, no surprise there. Actually not choosing level Adaptive Strike, he's just going to go for the Morph and Waveform, which I guess makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's interesting to see he's picked up Wraith Band and nothing else, so no real regeneration to speak of. He's just saving up his money, already up to 133. Oh, Pudge actually just gets a kill mid. Sorry to have missed that. Will he go down, though? There's really no mana here to spend to try and save him. Oh, yes, Ancient Apparition does have enough to help put on the slow and save him from death. So yeah, there's one of those early kills we were talking about on Pudge. It's going to help set him up to be a really influential hero later on in this game.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Spectre and Vengeful Spirit trying to finish off Clockwork. It's not going to be enough damage, though. He gets out with about 80 health left. So, still level 1. Can't really get anything going for himself. You know, I guess he's really struggling down there. At least Windrunner has level 2. Actually,
here we go in the top lane. Yeah, Morphling looking to go in here with Windrunner, but she pops Windrun. No, she misses the power shot. She will not be able to set that up on Morphling. She does go down, unfortunately. If she would have hit that power shot, that certainly would have been a kill for her. She does go down, though, and continues to feed this Morphling. So, you know, if Morphling has as good a time here in the top lane as Spectre has in the bottom lane, we might have a game going. It's really going to depend on, you know, those kills there from the looks of it so far.
Yeah, I mean, really good job in top lane. You know, giving Morphling some good free money, keeping the free farm. You know, he's already up to a really fantastic start. Not quite as good a farm, of course, as Spectre, who has absolute free farm with nothing, you know, Clockwork can really, Rattle Trap can really do. But,
yeah, he just picks up some assist goal there, as we saw Vengeful Spirit gets a kill down there in the bottom lane. Ancient Apparition comes back mid, and Pudge now also has a double damage rune activated, so he's going to look to pick up some farm there. Yeah, you know, it's good to see that it's really, even early on, a really exciting game already. We have a kill a minute so far in the opening of the game, and you know, you really expect to see that with a Pudge. I think it's actually funny to see that most of the kills we've seen so far haven't actually come from around this Pudge, who generates a lot of that early excitement.
Yeah, he's actually
here. It looks like they're going to try and go in on him here. Tinker drops the laser and the rockets after a cask stun from Witch Doctor. They are not able to get a kill on him. He's just so tanky, and he doesn't even have any of his flesh heap leveled, which gives him that magic resistance. You know, that's going to be, once he starts actually leveling that up, that's going to make it very difficult for the opposing team to deal with. Morphling obviously does put up a lot of attack damage, but the other heroes really rely on that spell damage to do a lot of their, well, damage. And since Pudge will be able to block a lot of that with that Flesh Heap, it'll be really interesting to see how they try and deal with him later on in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as soon as he hits 6, which is going to be very, very shortly, that's when he really can start taking out these people. And they don't have too much stun. I mean, you got
hate to bother you here, but we have a hook going out on Tinker. He actually is able to pick up a kill on the Ancient Apparition before he goes down. Pudge hooked him across the river, just standing up on that little edge, and good presence of mind to shoot that laser. It does so much damage to pick up a kill before he goes down.
Wow, another good start there for Pudge. Trying to hook Tidehunter, does grab him, and he's going to ulti, and there goes level 4 Tidehunter. See you later. Really good hook there. Witch Doctor, meanwhile, just staying invis, hiding out here in the middle. Just saw it happen to his buddy. Probably doesn't want it to happen to him, too.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Witch Doctor has actually for a couple levels now had this Smoke of Deceit. Very interesting to have him picked up. Looks like Pudge is going to try and land a hook from the side. He does. Look how much damage just the hook does, and then the Rot. He had him in a really good position. There was nowhere for him to go because of where Pudge was standing. In reference to those trees, he was just really stuck in that little hole, and he either had to wait for some help from his teammate or just his eventual death, unfortunately.
Yeah, meanwhile, I believe Spectre's just kind of getting left unnoticed. He has Phase Boots and a Ring of Health already, really doing work on his farming. I mean, like I was saying, 48 and 16. That's a ridiculous starting farm. Let's see the gold chart. He's already up to, how much is that? 400 gold a minute. I mean, they can't leave that unchecked.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we already see a 2,100 gold lead for the Radiant so far. I mean, that's huge. And that free farm bottom is really playing a big part of that, as well as the kills from Pudge, who now is actually running back to the base looking to heal up and pick up some items. Obviously we see the Ring of Health on Spectre. He's definitely going to go for that Vanguard. Heck, with free farm, I would have almost expected to see him just go straight for his Radiance, pick up some more damage, and continue to pick up his farm. He now looks to actually go in on Clockwork. Look how far he was able to shoot that dagger. Now the stun comes out from Vengeful Spirit. Will they be able to pick it up? It looks like they will, yes. That stun from Clockwork, not enough to keep Spectre off of him because of that dagger. He was able to move so fast against a slowed down target, and Pudge now picks up another kill on Witch Doctor here in the top lane. So he continues to be able to pick up kills left and right. He has finished his Urn, which means he's going to be able to pick up charges now as he continues to get these kills and assists.
And it looks like he's coming back up top. He's not quite done. Hooks Tidehunter! Are you kidding me? What a fantastic hook. Not enough to kill Tidehunter, though.
Will he be able to? He has one second left on the hook. Will he be able to hit another hook right into his back? Oh, he uses the Urn charge. Will that be enough? Oh. Yes, it will. Witch Doctor doesn't have any points in Voodoo Restoration. He now looks to use his ulti to pick up another kill here. He will go down, unfortunately, but so will Ancient Apparition. And, yeah, Tinker not able to... Oh, Tinker helping pick up that kill there. Pudge buys back into the game as Spectre picks up a kill bottom. Where is Pudge going to go to warrant that buyback? Doesn't appear to be going anywhere yet. He returns middle. Very strange that he would look to buyback in that situation. What do you think about that?
Well, the thing is with Dota 2 is you have unlimited buybacks. All it is the cost will go up and the cooldown. I believe there's a cooldown in between each time, but there is no limit on it. So not a really big deal in the scheme of things. He tries to do a blind hook, I believe, because there's no vision over there. It doesn't grab anyone, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't think that necessarily was necessary. I mean, he didn't cost him a lot. I mean, he's only level 9, but waiting that 15-20 seconds really wouldn't have cost him too much.
Yeah, I expect with that buyback, I was really looking around the map, seeing where he was going to wind up porting to try and get a hook to really change the tide of battle. But, he didn't, and, but he is able to farm very easily between the Rot and just his control middle lane. Ancient Apparition and Pudge picking up yet another kill on Tinker. Witch Doctor here to support. It's really interesting to see how the lanes have kind of shifted around. Tidehunter has come bottom to try and help Clockwork out. This poor guy is still only level 3, 2 points in the Rockets, and that's how he's really left to farm. While the Witch Doctor does come here to this middle lane to help Tinker to no avail. Pudge actually grabs the haste room. He's going to look to come middle, He's going to go up into the jungle. He might try and land a hook from behind. As we can see, Witch Doctor's in trouble there. He's going to blind hook. Will he land? No, it does not, but he has his haste. He's just going to chase with the rod, drops the ulti. Will he be able to just keep up the chase? Yes, he will, and he will pick up a kill there on Witch Doctor behind the tower. And Mortling is not going to get there in time to help here in the bottom lane. Looks like they're going to try and make something happen on Spectre, Tidehunter, and Tinker chasing him down. He's just going to use his dagger and just run through the trees. One of the beautiful things about that, Vengeful Spirit's going to land a stun and make sure that no death happens. That's the one really nice thing about that Spectral Dagger. It's after the use. My apologies. Pudge actually coming in here looking to make one kill happen at least, and he does, picking up a kill on Tidehunter here. Wow, a lot going on there. But yeah, that Spectral Dagger, really a nice escape mechanism for Spectre, as we just saw there. It really helped him get out of a sticky situation. So really good for pursuing a target and really good for getting himself out.
Yeah, that was a really good play. They kind of really committed heavily to killing Clockwork up top, who, of course, like you said, level 3, he doesn't really have a chance of surviving. But they took a lot of tower hits in the process, and that's why Tinker and Tidehunter rotated over to try to get those kills. Unfortunately, they just couldn't do it, leaving Spectre, you know, still 2-0-4 now. Amazing. 3-0-3, actually, Vengeful Spirit. That's kind of interesting. He's got a lot of money, obviously, now, and who knows, we'll see what kind of crazy support build he's going to go with that.
Yes, here we have in the middle lane, Pudge being very sneaky with the Smoke of Deceit. Only about a quarter of the time on left. Will he look to go in here? Yes, he does. He hooks the Tidehunter. He is just trying to use the ulti. He will pick up a kill there, but they want to try and turn this around. Ancient Apparition comes in. Will they be able to pick up a kill on Tinker? Oh, Morphling comes in. He has something to say about it. They do get the kill, but no, this poor Morphling is unable to really add anything to this battle. Spectre picks up that kill on Tinker. They look to now chase down this Witch Doctor. Will they get it? Oh, the pursuit is happening through these woods. He doesn't have that Voodoo Restoration. He doesn't have any kind of health regen to try and help him. He does have a Smoke of Deceit, obviously that won't help him in this situation. And either will the Tangos. He goes down to this Spectre, who's just able to just straight up chase him down. And their lead now grows to 17-5.
Oh, that's just brutal. I mean, 12:40 into the game. Actually, now another. I was gonna say a step on bottom, but they have no idea Clockwork's there. He's just chilling out, getting experience for probably the longest time he could in this whole game. Windrunner, who had the same situation, is double his level. I mean, that's pretty detrimental.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the luxury of being a ranged hero, and Windrunner can pick up farm really well. You know, they both heroes have the ability to pick up farm and experience from a range. You know, the rocket from Clockwork, and then the power shot from Windrunner, but because he couldn't even get into melee range, really missing out on a lot of farm that Windrunner was able to get, as we said, because she is a ranged hero.
And with that power shot, I mean, yeah, she's not only is she ranged, but she's like super ranged with that. She can do huge damage, clear out pretty much a whole creep wave with just one spell, and get all that money. So it's still pretty effective. Whereas, you know, Clockwork on the other hand can't really clear that wave. He has to shoot a couple rockets just to do decent damage. So yeah, not nearly as effective.
Very true, and especially because as he's being held down more and more, he isn't able to pick up anywhere near as much farm. In comes an ultimate from Ancient Apparition. It will hit Tinker. Will Pudge look to try and follow this up? No, he will not. The Tinker missiles coming in here with a from Jay, trying to, you know, add to the sound effects of the game. They're just not good enough. Oh, actually here in the top lane, looks like Tidehunter may have tried to want to go in on the Windrunner. He will just back off. Pudge gets another rune. He's actually had really good rune control this game, while these three heroes are mid, vastly increasing his chances of hitting somebody. Will he be able to land another one of these hooks from between the two towers? He looks to line it up. Oh, I want to look somewhere else to see what's going on, but he looks so driven to try and pick up one of these hooked heroes. It looks like he will not. He runs one of his images just into the lane, and nothing will happen. There's another image goes to check out the top woods.
Yeah, he's desperate to get some more kills. You know how many he's only had 9 and 1. I mean, that's just not good enough for a Pudge. So.
A terrible start 15 minutes into the game. I mean, oh, here you go. Here comes number 10. He lands a hook into the trees, blind, is able to pick up a kill there, giving him a dominating streak. In comes some follow-up, though. They want to try and turn this around. Vengeful Spirit comes in, puts up a stun on Morphling. Will they be able to do anything else with it? This Poor Devourer has to leave because of the damage put out on him. Will Vengeful Spirit get picked off in the process, though? That is the question. Windrunner comes in here trying to put up some stun and some damage, but it doesn't look like... Yes... Nope. Okay, I changed my mind. I was gonna say yes, but no more kills yet
Correct.
for the teams. Okay, good, good. I didn't want anybody to die, but luckily Pudge Hook misses Tidehunter, who certainly would have gone down there. They look to try and continue this fight. Will they be able to? No, Ancient Apparition will now run away, as will Vengeful Spirit. Oh, you know, this is really amazing. You think about it. That's a 10-1 Pudge 15 minutes into the game. Yeah. That's absurd. That's almost a kill a minute. And really, this is why you pick up a hero like Pudge. He's so good at ganking the other lanes. As we've seen, there's been a lot of mobility out of the Pudge as well. Not only picking up these skills in the middle lane, but going down to help bottom. And I believe you went top as well during this game to try and pick up kills. That's what you have to do when you play this kind of hero. And, you know, these are really the heroes that are fun to play and fun to watch as well, as you can see.
Yeah, they really cause teams to have to be, you know, really overly aggressive, and you know, when you see them in the right hands, they can always just do so much damage. Actually, Initiation down on bottom. Clockwork, he's still level 4, that poor guy. You know, he does have 1 rank of power cogs, but there's nothing you can do against a level 11 Spectre plus support. I mean, that's just hopeless. Pudge actually got a kill in the middle in the meantime, so he's up to a whopping 11-1 and 2.
Yeah, this is, I mean, he has his power treads, he has his Earner Shadows, and now he's picking up the cloak, so he's going to be able to take so much damage later on. You know, Pudge does fall off later on in the game, but because he's getting such a strong advantage here, and his Spectre's having such an easy time with this bottom lane, he's really looking to try and help take a win here. We'll have to see what kind of fight EHOME can put up against these heroes that are doing so well up here in the top lane. It looks like Voodoo, pardon me, Witch Doctor will get caught again by a hook and the rot. Just all it takes is a hook and 2 seconds of his rot. The hook does so much damage because of the level advantage he has. Pudge now finally getting chased out of the lane, but you know, 3.5 health regeneration. And here comes the ulti from Spectre. They look to turn this around, and ulti dropped on Clockwork. He's already down to half health. Tidehunter comes in to try and do some damage as well. Clockwork, Tinker goes down to Pudge, pardon me. Pudge picks up a triple kill here. Spectre gets to a mega kill. Will Morphling be able to do anything? No! Each and every time he jumps into these fights, he is unable to pick up kills to help keep his team in this game, and now he will look to get chased down by these 3 heroes. Spectre moving out of the way to let Pudge land the hook. Beautiful play as Vengeful Spirit looks to wrap around and provide the stun just in case his buddy Dendi misses. But as we can see in this game so far, Dendi not one to miss those hooks, even when some of them have been blind.
Oh my god, he is up to a bonus 29 strength, 18 minutes. He has 2,400 health. And really, that's just, what are they going to do against that?
You know, I don't know. They're going to have to ward... I guess the only thing I can really think of is ward a lot more defensively. They can't allow themselves to keep being picked off one at a time. And here, look again. They have Pudge coming in from the same position he's been coming in the whole game to pick up another kill here at top. You know, help from Tidehunter and Witch Doctor, but look, that ulti channel with the Maledict does nothing. They pick up 3 kills, and Pudge is going to be just fine. He's going to use one of those earn charges on himself, and he might not even have to do that. Yeah, look at that. Even after the Maledict, after the ulti, he is able to come back and pick up another kill because this game is just out of control.
Oh my gosh, Morphling there was accidentally, I don't know if it's accidentally or not, but he was down to like 450 total health because it was mostly in agility. So Pudge was like, oh hey, okay, I'll just give you a little meat hook. And, well, that sounded kind of wrong. And, yeah, he just like basically one-shot when he was at half health. So 29-5 now, 19 minutes in the game. And when you're fighting a team that's 29-5 and has a Pudge with all that strength and a Spectre who's this farm, yeah, things are looking pretty down.
Yeah, I mean, Morphling has picked up a Yasha. That's nice. He does have the movement speed, the damage, and the attack speed from that. We'll have to look and see what he can try and build that into to really bring his team back. You know, you have to imagine Mana Styles, getting those illusion stuff. You know, that might help either block some of these Pudge hooks or just be a nice distraction. But here you go again. Pudge in the middle lane. He's just taking advantage of the blindness of EHOME, looking to come in here and maybe pick up a kill on Morphling. He just decides not to engage. He tries to land a hook as Morphling runs away, but he does not. Here in the top lane, we should have Windrunner pushing this whole time. We haven't really talked about her at all. She's actually sitting on 3 recipes. The recipe for Buckler, the recipe for Headdress, and the recipe for Mechanism back at home. So she'll look to bring that stuff to her shortly to help finish up that mechanism. Pudge comes up here to take the last one on the tower. Pudge himself, actually, having finished the Hood of Defiance, he also has a headdress and the Pipe of Insight recipe sitting at home. Here in the bottom lane, we have a smoked up team. They're really trying to turn this around. They have to try and put up a gank. They're going to try and do it here on the Spectre, who's by himself in the bottom lane. This is their opportunity to really try and turn this game around. Here comes the Gush from Tidehunter. Are they going to be able to do anything? A good trap here from Clockwork, and yes, Clockwork gets a kill, one he desperately needs, but what do you know? Pudge is there with a hook. Never heard that before. And here they go, trying to come in on Morphling. It looks like Spectre already has that Radiance. He's just going to buy back and come back into the game. This is what you want to see buybacks used for. Picks up one kill, looks to pursue Tinker to get himself another kill. The Radiance just doing damage as he chases. And now they're just going to sit between these two towers, killing off the creeps after having already picked up 4 hero kills. And they're now going to look to push this bottom tower, further extending their lead 33-6 at 21 minutes into the game.
No hard feelings against Tinker, but I think that buyback from Spectre was just a tad bit more effective than his earlier in the game. Obviously, with his ultimate, of course, he can just come right back into the fight, and he was able to pick up that Radiance that he was having. I think that was maybe in the stash or something, but either way, that coupled with Dispersion, he's like, oh, okay, I'm just going to chase you down, you'll take damage from my Radiance, and while the tower's attacking, you're taking even more damage, so enjoy that. And yeah, they just kind of dropped.
Yeah, this is really kind of funny to say, but I mean, you want to see the kind of advantage they have. Vengeful Spirit has power treads 20 minutes into the game. That's absurd. Power treads finished by 20 minutes. I mean,
that's like almost a Maelstrom.
Almost. It's pretty close. You might as well be working towards it. I want to see Pudge pick it up. Then he really will be like Volibear the Thunder's Roar in LoL, it'd be so tanky and just dishing out those chain lightning hits. I want to see it, man. Here comes Pudge. He's just going to walk right past his Tidehunter, try and place down his ulti. Luckily, he didn't get interrupted here. He just hooks, kills Vengeful Spirit. In the heat of the fight, though, it looks like Clockwork tries to trap some people. It just is not going to matter. They had pretty good team fight potential there, but because they're at such a disadvantage, there's just really not much they can do. And now it looks like Tinker, he's going to hit by the dagger and then hooked back into his own death, pulled into the grave, if you will, by the clutches of death. Yes, there you go. The GG's come out. I think that's really a smart thing to do. This is a best out of 3 in the final. Before, in the earlier rounds, we saw it was just, one game per, I guess, series. I don't know if you can call it a one-game series. But, they have the opportunity to come back in another game. Let's just wipe the slate clean. Let's forget this Pudge shenanigan ever happened. I don't even know what a Pudge is. And we're going to look to try and go into a second game here and see if EHOME can turn this around.
You think Pudge is going to get banned out?
We'll have to see. Then they might pick up someone equally ridiculous.
Like a Night Stalker or something.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing, too, before we hop out of this game, this Pudge, if you play these kind of heroes like this with so many, with such mobility, you saw many a teleport from Pudge jumping into other lanes, coming in while the enemy team was looking to initiate, or even coming in while your own team was looking to initiate, to try and tip the scales in your balance. It's really the mobility of these heroes that makes them so strong. If they can get that early lead and they can get around the map to help the rest of their team, this is exactly what you get, a 38-6 game.
Wow, unbelievable. So stay tuned. We're going to try to bring you the next final game here, see if they can tie it up at 1-1. Thanks for tuning in the broadcast, and keep at it. We'll have a nice day.